Hi, it's Vex, and today we want to talk about the top 10 of Midnight Hunt. Innistrad Midnight Hunt, to be exact. That's right, we have our top 10 here. Let's get our trusty dice. Bam. Number 10. Of course, honorable mentions. Consider. I wish it did have the surveil keyword, but you know, one blue, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, draw a card. So Consider is super good. Because if you're running, blue Spellslinger decks, this is just another card that just filter right through your deck. All right, let's move to the top 10. Vex's top 10 of Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Number 10, Lord of the Forsaken. Now, this card is not broken yet, but this card will be broken somehow. It probably is broken, but no one knows it's broken yet. 4 black, flying trample, 6/6, so it's pretty huge. Demon. 1 black, sacrifice another creature, target player mills 3 cards. That's fine. Now let's read this. Pay 1 life, add a colorless. That's right. You can keep adding colorless. You could keep paying life. Wherever you might have some mind crank deal or whatever, not mind crank, but something that is relevant for you paying 1 life, and you might gain a life every time you pay life. Add 1 colorless. Spend this mana only to cast a spell from your graveyard. So kind of like Delve spells, flashback spells, aftermath spells, jumpstart spells, all those crazy spells. This will be broken sometime. That's why it's number 10. We don't know exactly if it's fully broken yet, but there will be brokenness attached to it. So that is our number 10 card. Number 9 is Liar. Let's update this here. Move this over here. Liar, Disciple of the Drowned. Wow, this is incredible. 3 blue. Right, so it's legendary creature, human wizard, so you put it in your command zone. Spells can't be countered. Okay, counter spells are off the table with Liar. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. That flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. So, it's like a Passing Flames on a legendary creature. You can cast things over and over again. Well, 1 extra time because it's flashback. And adventure spells do get flashback, which is so cool. You can cast an adventure spell like Brazen Borrower. The petty theft part in your graveyard. It'll go to the adventure zone. Then you come back to your hand, cast it. Then you can cast it as the Brazen Borrower itself. And then if that dies, it goes to the graveyard. Then cast petty theft again. So adventure spells kind of work with Liar really well. So that's why it's number 9. And then if you have Spellslinger deck again with Consider, imagine casting this twice. It's better than Passing Flames because Passing Flames only gives flashback to the cards that it sees. So any new spells going in the graveyard don't get the Passing Flames text. But this one, new cards that go in the graveyard instantly get flashback. So that's why I really, really like this card. Number 8, right there. Moon Silver Key. This is basically the Soul Ring tutor. 2 generic artifact, 1 tap. You sacrifice Moon Silver Key. Search your library for an artifact card with a mana ability or basic land card. Reveal it and put it in your hand, then shuffle. So you search for, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt. I'm putting this in my Valduck. Is it Valduck? It's that new Izzet commander deck. Vadric, that's what it's called, Vadric deck. To find Pyromancer's Goggles because that can double spell. So you can find anything that has a mana ability or basic land at worst case if you don't have any artifacts with mana abilities or you play your Soul Ring already. So for 3 mana, you can get a Soul Ring, which is super good, worst case. So I really like this. Again, I'm kind of annoyed that they keep making really good tutors. This is a very good tutor, by the way. Number 7, of course, Ren 7. I didn't do that on purpose, but that's pretty cool, right? 3 green, so this is Terrorizing Standard, but not Commander yet. It's got 4 abilities, so we now have another 4 ability Planeswalker, and it's in green this time. So like the Jace the Mind Sculptor, Chandra, the Chandra one, I forgot what it's called. Not Chandra Awakened Inferno, Chandra something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Back to Ren 7. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest in the graveyard. So +1. So if you reveal 4 land cards, you just put them all in your hand. So it's really good with landfall decks, heavy land decks, usually because it's green, 0, put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield tap. So it's like a mana bond, like boom. If your hand 7 lands, smack them onto the battlefield, trigger all those landfall triggers. It's pretty good. Works with this +1, you know. They have -3, which is the one, you know, I would play most often. Is create a creature token with reach. Remember, it has reach, can block flying. This creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. So it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you do -3, +1 a couple times, -3 again, you get 2 of those creatures. So Ren is super good there. And then -8, because of course Ren has graveyard recursion. Return all permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. You get an emblem with, you have no maximum hand size. So the emblem's okay, you know, whatever, but you return all permanent cards, all your fetch lands, everything, creatures that have died, back to your hand. This -8 isn't that hard to get if you can protect it. So Ren 7, our number 7 card, of course. Our number 6 card, Gisa, Glorious Resurrector, 2 black, legendary creature, human wizard. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile instead. So, you know, hypothetically with a board wipe, all creatures would be exiled, even if they're destroyed, supposed to go to a graveyard, because Gisa will see them all die. Gisa, you know, all your creatures will go in your graveyard because it's all opponents' creatures. Okay, that's some graveyard hate, which is really good. Now, if you could, you know, do a one-sided board wipe like Kindred Dominance or whatever, wipe out all your opponent's creatures, you know, at the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with Gisa, Glorious Resurrector, onto the battlefield under your control to gain Decayed. So you get all the cool little creatures, all the abilities, all the ETBs, all of it, as long as Gisa survives towards upkeep. So super sweet card. Really like it. Part of the 9/9. Really like it as a commander. There. Okay, number 5. Rite of Harmony. Now, I didn't get this card when I read it. I thought it was on cast, like Glimpse of Nature, but it's not. It's green and white instant. Whenever a creature or enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, this turn, draw a card. Okay. Creature enchantment, so it's very good in Enchantress deck, right? You could just play enchantments, draw a card, play enchantment. So it's like temporary Enchantress. And it's one of its ETBs, so even enchantment tokens ETBs. Creature tokens ETBs, right? It doesn't say non-tokens. So if you're playing a token deck like my Reese deck or something, and you make 10 tokens, you play this Rite of Harmony, make 10 tokens, draw 10 cards. It's insane. But another insane part is, read this. You can do it again. Flashback. That's incredible. In the right deck, this can just refill your hand tremendously. And even at worst case, you could just play this, play your commander, draw a card. You know, it cycles. So it's really, really good. Next card, number 4, the Meat Hook Massacre. This is the most expensive card. It is shot up. It is so good. It's X black, legendary enchantment. I know, legendary enchantment for a board wipe. So when the Meat Hook Massacre enters the battlefield, each creature gets -X until end turn. So it is a board wipe that's an enchantment because it sticks around saying whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life. Not as good as Blood Artist or Zulbu Cutthroat, but very good because and ETBs. Then it does the -X thing, and it sees everything die and then gain life, lose life appropriately. So it's a really good flexible board wipe. Let's say you have Sir Conrad, which this is definitely go to my Sir Conrad deck. Sir Conrad has 4 toughness. You can do X = 3, wipe out the little tokens, keep Sir Conrad around, mill people because all the creatures are dying, deal damage. So it's really good there. Okay, number 3 card, no surprise, or maybe it is a surprise to a lot of you, is Augur of Autumn. That's right, this is not my number 1 card, but number 3. It's very close. It is a near staple of Commander. It's 1 green. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Then you may play lands from top of your library. So this is not like Courser where you have to reveal it constantly. You can just look. So it's got like the Courser text, got 1 less. It doesn't gain life, 1 less toughness, but it has Coven. As long as you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. So it's like the Vizier of the Menagerie. This is excellent card advantage right here. If you got a deck, like a mono green deck that's pure creatures, land, this you get this to Coven, which is pretty easy if you're playing a green deck with all the different creatures of different powers. You can just start spitting creatures and lands off top of your deck. This is going to my Azusa deck. This is, this is insane, right? Some people were like, this is overrated. I'm like, if you play the card, you'll know. You just keep on if you have Azusa, multiple land drops, you can keep just playing things off top of your deck, creatures, you can chain things. getting Covenant is not too hard because it counts as stuff, as a creature. Our number 2 card is actually a cycle of cards. The land cycle, the slow lands. Actually, these lands are really good for EDH. These are the 5 lands here: Overgrown Farmland, Rockfall Vale, Haunted Ridge, Shipwreck Marsh, Deserted Beach. So cool little eerie names right there. These are allied, so they don't have the enemy ones. Hopefully Crimson Vow has enemy ones if you like these lands. There's also the full art versions. Foil, non-foil, looks sweet, super sweet. Anyways, these lands, let's read one of them so we know what we're doing, so I don't get distracted by all my foilies. Overgrown Farmland ETBs, tapped unless you control 2 or more lands. So turn 1, turn 2, tapped, turn 3, untapped. So if you look at this compared to the check lands, like Sunpale Grove, where if you have a plains or a forest, it ETB is untapped. If you don't, the ETB is tapped. Turn 1, those ETB tapped all the time, right? Same as these, turn 1. Turn 2, if you happen to have a basic land or a shock land or one of those snow duels, they come into play untapped, right? Turn 3, check lands are maybes as well. They're always maybes for the entire game. Here, right, same as check lands, untap turn 1. The difference is these are always tapped turn 2, but turn 3 plus, always untapped, so you don't have to worry about it. So turn 2 is only a sketchy time for these lands, right? And I think these are amazing. These, I played them a couple times. I'm starting to think these are much better than even check lands because they allow you to run more budget mana bases without the shock lands. You don't need fetch lands. I see a lot of mana bases now run without even a lot of basics. So these just allow you to skip all that, like having basics in your your mana base, right? Who needs basics? When you have non-basics, produce 2 colors. But Triumphs can help out check lands. But again, these lands come into play tap turn 3 plus. I think these are super good. I have to try them some more to see how good they are, but that's why number 2, super good. Right there. Let's put that pile right there. And our number 1 card, of course, our number 1 card is Vanquish the Horde. 6 white. That's right. 8 mana value card. Sorcery. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. So it's essentially like a Blasphemous Act discount. Destroy all creatures. So you would never cast this on an empty board unless you need a card in your yard, which is kind of ridiculous. So at most it would cost 5 white, meaning 7 mana value. But most of the time it'll cost white, 2 mana value. Board wipe. In white, I know white has a lot of board wipes, but Blasphemous Act is ubiquitous in every red deck I have because of its cheap mana cost. I've had it where Blasphemous Act has not killed a creature because they have 14 toughness, but it's done its job. Here, we don't even have to worry about the Blasphemous Act 13 damage. It just destroys all creatures. I know it costs additional mana, costs white, but like this is just insane. It's just lets you play your 2 mana Wrath, rebuild your board first, pass a turn when everybody's board is decimated. They're trying to rebuild their boards. You know about it. You know how to calculate your mana. Let's say you have 7 mana. You play white, and then play a 5 mana commander or a 5 mana spell right afterwards. Rebuild your board. Insane. And then, like, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I have spec'd on this card right here. I have had this 4, 8, 24. I have like 30 of these Vanquish the Hordes. Let me just take them all out of their plastic wrap. I just keep them in here. Like, I believe this is the best card. And because it's the best card, I have, bought a lot of them for my decks. 16 for decks. The other, 14 or whatever. Just a little speculation here and there. This is the best card in the set. Hands down. I think having utility... Oh, I forgot to move this number 1. Boom, number 1. Having utility... cards that are just so good on rate allows you to catch up because Commander nowadays has pushed compressed the game to like less and less turns where you have to just react faster. This allows you to react, rebuild. I think it's kind of like Ondu Inversion allows you to just have a land slot that could be as a Wrath just in case. As you can see, like the first couple slots right here are all utility kind of spells. They aren't like novel things. Like this is a utility spell. Like these are novel. This is kind of novel. This is kind of cool, novel. Even this is like a utility draw spell. It just gets you through your deck much faster here. This is board wipe. Gets you. This is a draw spell, card advantage spell. These are just lands. This is removal. As you see, they design for Commander more and more. They're going to reduce the rate on things, just like reduce the rate on rafts. Lets you draw tons of cards. Board wipe, and it's like a board wipe, and it sticks around to do damage. Gives you super card advantage. The mana bases, these dual lands that they're making, are just so efficient that I'm actually scared that Commander will get too efficient with this dual lands, where you just have perfect mana, 5-color mana bases, 4-color mana bases are just so easy to make. Why not? Anyways, that is my rant for today. These are my top 10. Of course, I have the honorable mention consider here. So if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, smash subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted for future videos. And as always, have a wonderful day.